Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is August 9th of 2022. It's Tuesday. It's 71 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 degrees Celsius. It is about 8:15 in the evening. I'm going to admit to my two mistakes, which I have a good checks and balance team out there by the name of Mike Smith and Gay Fanner. And I'll tell you what they told me. And you know what? The old brain here isn't working right. So we're going to do part 3, the eucalyptus, which is native to Australia. And it's a Eucalyptus pulverulenta. And I got this one at New Magnolia Gardens, right there in Ridge Mall. Give them a shot. They got two lovely ladies out there that do good stuff. They know their stuff. And there's 700 species in Australia. It's got full sun. It's got radial roots because of the growing conditions in Australia. But the first thing that, don't worry, I got my board there so I can remember, like Ray Rayner. That's what Mark told me. Mike Smith says, you know what, Tom, that floral foam is really no good for the environment. So I did my research, and you know, I'm glad you showed this, Mike, because it says right here that this product can expose you to chemicals including formaldehyde, which is known by the state of California to cause cancer. So I'm not going to use the floral foam no more. Plus, it's made out of like real fine particles of plastic that get into the environment. So that's one thing I'm not going to use. So I'm going to take them out later. But I'm going to show you an alternative, which I should have thought of before, but I thought the foam would be easier. But I didn't know it was that bad. And formaldehyde, I look at same thing when I buy tea. I buy the organic tea that's water processed because I don't know what chemicals they use in it, so it's better to be safe. And the same thing when I buy food. If I can't understand the first 4 items on the label, I won't buy it. So that's one thing. And then Gay Fanner, she reminded me, Tom, your rooting hormone. I says, yes, I've been showing you that. Don't put your cuttings in the jar of rooting hormone. Always put it in here. But what have I been doing? The old brain ain't working there. I've been putting my cuttings in here. So you contaminate it. So I'm going to have to buy another one. But for now, here's what you got to do. Is you just got to take some and pour it in. And it's good to start getting a little dish. And then you can always wash it out real good. And that way there you don't contaminate your cuttings. But then, okay, we'll take this floral foam out, and I'll have to get rid of it. And what we'll do, this is our silk oak, and we're going to just cut it right. Oh boy, you guys ain't seeing nothing. I've been taking stuff, and you haven't been seeing anything. So let me get this out of the way. There. And I'm going to take it by the brain. I'm going to cut it up a little bit higher here. I'm going to take more of these leaves off. And then you're going to say, Tom, well, that's, you know, not deep enough. But I always cut on a 45. But you can always take your container and just dip it in there. Just like that, just to get your hormone on there. Or, thank you, Tom, for leaving your container of brushes out. You can take your brush. Now, these are cheap paint brushes, you know, that they get for kids. I know, I think I showed you on a previous video, too, that you can take your paintbrush and just paint your hormone onto your cutting, just like that. And then you can just stick it in. Bingo, you're in. I usually make a hole, but if you're going to not do your cuttings right away, all this is sand. This is torpedo sand. You can see the grains on there, and I'll show you what to do when I do the eucalyptus. How we're going to put it in. But then once you're done with this, you can dispose of it. And the brush you can always wash real good with soap and water, so it ain't gonna hurt. And then these come at the Dollar Tree, well, $1.25 tree now. I think there's like 6 in a pack. And then you can, you can pour some, so when you do all your cuttings, you just use it, toss it, and you're good to go. So now let's get to the eucalyptus, but I want to thank Mike and Gabe for being my checks and balance system. You got to have a checks and balance system, and don't be afraid to say, hey, that you're wrong. There's no harm into saying you're wrong. We make mistakes, and that's it. And the old brain here ain't going there. I learned that in landscaping school. Always use a separate container. And what did I do? Thank you, Gabe, for telling me how to do it, and Mike about the floral foam. So we're just going to use the oh wow, nice spider. So I'm going to get my Tree of the Dead out from the April Fool one, and you can see that this eucalyptus, you can see all the baby back buds on here. Look at that. They're all back budding real nice. So that means we can cut this and we can have a lot of cuttings here. And I got my seedlings growing, so we're going to have to do that too. So let's get this on the side like this, so I can get my bucket up there. Put this on the side. Oh, so before we do anything, I don't want to do anything until I cut it back. I got my ironwood tools, so I want to get the trunk going. So I'm going to cut so you can see. Let's see if I can move this in closer. There you go. I'm going to cut these bottom branches off, because you can see the nice trunk forming. It's nice and brown. So I'm just going to cut this back to here. Strip it. Now I don't have time to root it, so all I'm going to do is take and I put holes in the bottom and just filled it with sand and watered it real good with Mr. Elephant. And then all I'm going to do is, see how nice it goes in? Just like the foam, only better. Environmentally safe. It's just torpedo sand. Put it in. And then when I get time, we'll do the cuttings. So all you do, just like that. Strip and stick. There you go. I'm going to cut this back to here because we want this to bush out more. And I can make some good cuttings out of this. And torpedo sand works real good. You can see the water coming out. But that's going to hold it in for us. So all I'm going to do is take this off here, because I want it to form a nice canopy up here. And I'll put that in and take this out. Yeah, landscaping school was good. I'm glad I went to it. Everybody says, Tom, you don't know what you're talking about. So I had to go to school and tell them, even though I had all these years of experience doing it, if you ain't got that piece of paper, nobody believes you. See? Holds it just as good as the foam. Regular torpedo sand, or just get beach sand. It's is it beach sand? Play sand. It's better. It's coarser sand than beach sand is. Beach sand, I think, is too fine. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I've been noticed to be, well, never grow old. My dad told me never grow old, and I never listened to him. Okay, so I like the underwater root raking on these little ones because it's easier for me to keep the place clean. So all I'm going to do is take this out. And this was a good price for it, $14.99. So the girls run a good shop. New Magnolia Garden Center. So what I'm going to do is take it up, put the root ball in, and we're just going to start teasing the roots out. Teasing all the soil off the roots so we can see where we're at. Yeah, I've been watching YouTube on courses on flower arranging, like for Christmas, so I can put in all my the evergreen boughs that people cut and just stick them in there. But hey, I think the sand will work better. It'll hold better. Didn't know that about the wet foam though. Well, what are you gonna do? You live and you learn. Just remember the old saying, you're never too old to learn. So I'm glad we have a checks and balance system out there. Two great friends. And then Mark said he likes the blackboard from the old Ray Rayner show. And yes, Mark, I remember Chalveston the duck. He was cool. Ray would always try to feed the duck, and he'd always go and bite him. Okay, so the roots are... See, when you're doing root raking in the water, now the whole plant's not underwater. I just got the root ball down. By doing that, you can get the soil off real nice and easy. And what I do is I know you got people like to use rainwater, which is the best, or distilled water, but I use the stuff that they make for fish to take the chlorine and the chloramides out of the water, and it's good for the plants. There we go, real nice. There. So underwater root raking turned out to be good. I mean, and look, no mess. Now there's your roots. And you can see how all the water, all the soil is contained in here. Look at that. And all that is peat and perlite in there. That's what it looks like the mix was. So, I think this pot will be good for it. I got the drainage screen in there. And this long root. Now remember, I marked my shears in blue, so I know it's for roots. And all I'm going to do is take this long piece of root off. And yes, I sterilize my tools first in hydrogen peroxide. And this Clonex, I have to buy a new one. But I had to show you. I thank all of you out there to be my checks and balances. Okay, now this one, you can see the root base here is nice and radial, but you can see this long taproot. We don't need that long taproot. And we cut a lot of that foliage off. And you're going to say, Tom, it's a little late in the year. Yes, but these are tropical plants. They go dormant for about a month, but we still got a good month and a half of growing. So what I'm going to do now, can you see it? Right here. Right there. Cut that taproot off. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to use Ted's soil mix. But look at the nice radial root base you got out of it. So let's put that there. See, it stands on its own, even on the table. So, okay. Now this is Ted's mix. So you can see it. It's got peat, perlite, and it's got some lava rock in there. And he sells this lava rock so you can mix into your soil. I think I should have bought that too when I was there. Not thinking, Tom. A lot to do, a lot of places to go. So I'm going to get my mikus here and put it into the mix. Put some onto our roots because they're nice and wet. Just like that. Cover it up so we don't contaminate it. Now, yes, you got to remember contamination. See, now we got our roots spread out. Use your fingers. And we got this right in the middle. And can probably use this size as our front because, well, let me get the soil in there so you can see what I'm talking about. Get my little measuring cup. Walmart. Nice plastic measuring cup that I use all the time. And I got the bigger one for the bigger pots. I'm going to have to do my other seedling ones because they need it. But before that, I got to do my crepe myrtle seedlings. They're going good, and I got to do all the stuff for Roy. So we got to figure out which is which to do first. And then I got to show you how I drill the pots. My little Dollar Tree pots that I can have for the little Moujone tea. Okay, so now, quit blabbering, Tom. People are getting tired of you. Okay, there we go. Oh, and how do you poke the holes in there? Ice pick. Now, best way to do it is hold it like this and push. If you hold it like this, you're going to get this thing in your fingers and you're going to start bleeding, so you don't want to do that. I know blood's good for the soil, but I don't think we want to lose any. There we go. Okay, Tom, here it is. Take the surface tension out. And don't be afraid to try eucalyptus. And the leaves smell good. You can crush them in your fingers. Nice aromatic scent. And they use eucalyptus. And if you look in the stores at the flower arranging, that's what they use, eucalyptus leaves too. They put the big stem in there like that, and they rearrange the flowers. So I'm going to put just a little more Micos in here. And you're going to say, Tom, well, eventually with all that watering, don't you deplete the beneficial bacteria? But you can get the wettable powder and put it in and rejuvenate it. But don't forget, the beneficial bacteria doesn't stay in the soil. It attaches itself to the roots. So whatever's washed out of the soil, they're still on the roots. That's the main point, that they're on the roots. Okay, just like that. And so we got an alternative to floral foam. And yes, Gay, I'm using my separate container. Thanks for reminding me. The old saying, never grow old. And do we listen to our folks? Never. We grow old. What are you going to do? That's life. Okay, so, just like that. We'll give it a little spritz. Okay, Tom, what'd you do with it? Here it is. But I know one thing I'm not wrong is on Ironwood tools. Man, these are the best tools I ever had. And you get if you're here in the States, you get a lifetime guarantee. Lifetime guarantee, not a warrant. I don't know, whatever it is. See, I can't think today. Okay, so we're going to keep this as the back. We're going to keep this as the back, and I think this will be a nice front, because I don't know if you can see the little back buds, they're coming out. And the ones on here I scratched off because it was even back budding on the trunk. So that's pretty good. Okay, there's our front. Now, I got a couple of rocks. I need some tea today. I had a big glass of carrot juice. I should have let it warm up. That's why my throat is scratchy. There, just like that. Look at that. Tom, you still have to get more soil there. Don't be stingy on the soil. There. And what did we forget to do? We forgot to get Mr. Elephant to water it. Come on, Mr. Elephant. And this soil from Ted's is so good, it doesn't run off. Look at that. It just goes right in. And let's put the soil down here. But go by, you can go to New Magnolia Garden Center out in North Riverside. Go by the girls. They got a lot of nice plants. And if you need plants like these, like the other ones, like the Moujon tea, I bet you the girls can go to Ted's for you and get it. So, got it all in nice and easy. We got some nice branches forming out here. And we got to put our rocks in. Like that. Clean it up with your finger, because I don't know. Yep, I don't know what I did with the paper towels. That's why I got my little shirt. That's why God made shirts. There we go. Now, you can dress it up with some sand just to cover it up. Yeah, I really like that soil from Ted's, because you can see the nice, see all his lava rock is nice little chunks. And you can see it's draining out good. So, get that end real nice. There we go. And our Walmart cup. And just put it around. And this was grown in full sun. It was growing off to the side like that because I had it in a greenhouse and it was stretching because the shells were a little low. So I have to figure a way to do that. But I don't know, you can see all the grit in the torpedo sand. Look at that's good sand. And they sell torpedo sand. You got to get it at your landscape supply, or you can get it at a good nursery that sells sand. Just ask for torpedo sand, because when I go to Schroeder's, I ask them, hey, I need some torpedo sand. How many bags you need? And they bring it out, carry it to your car. Just like that. Yes, I need a cup of tea. There we go. I'll put our sign in the back. Just like that. Give a good spray on the sand. Get the rocks washed off good. Start small. When you're starting in bonsai, don't go buying a big tree. Spend $200 or $150 or $50 on a tree, and you bring it home and you kill it. What good is it? Start small. Work your way up. That's why I do small ones. Plus, I don't have room to put them all in. I mean, what are you going to do? There. There we go. I don't think I have any more little statues around here. Never know. Let me look. Bear with me. I'm still cleaning the basement. I gotta put this on the side. Let's see, what can we put here? Can we put... We can put a little gnome there. Stick them right here. Something different to dress it up. What are you gonna do? So, give it a try. Let me show you the tag so you can see it. This is what I got. And it's a good little tree to try, because you can see how it grew. Look how nice it grew. And I'm going to root these. You can root them in sand just like that. I can leave them in there and see if they root. I'm going to leave this in the sand because Mike McGrody from Mike's Backyard Nursery, he roots all his in sand. Just make sure you push down. Let me get this bottle out of the way. Push down so they get good contact with the soil. And these guys I got to take them out of the foam and redo them. So give it a shot. You remember planting early in the evening, early in the morning or late in the evening, because you don't want to do it when the plant's under stress. At night it can relax, do its thing. So give it a shot. We'll see how it grows for next month and a half. Sometimes October has good weather, but we'll see what goes on. So, Mike Smith and Gay Fanner, thank you so much for being my checks and balances. We need that at times. So you take care, everybody. It's Tuesday night. I'm going to get me a cup of tea. Should never drink that cold stuff. Ironwood Tools, go to the site. You get a nice little discount when you buy the tools. And no, I don't get nothing from it. I'd rather have you get the advantage of getting the tools and getting the discount than getting me anything. Because these are good. Janet and Claire out there are very good people. So, give it a try. Baby blue eucalyptus. It only grows 24 inches tall. There's 700 species out in Australia. So, all you guys out in Australia, I know you got your eucalyptus trees. I know they're supposed to be good for beams, for support. Well, that's what the research showed me. But Tuesday night, it's detective night, but I put that for Monday night, or what I did. So today, try some comedies. What I've been watching on the old time radio shows was Our Miss Brooks with Mrs. Davis and Boyington and I can't think of any others. I don't know, but they're pretty good. You'll laugh. Have a good laugh and a cup of tea tonight. What the heck? Enjoy, everybody. Take care.